how to handle that tiredness, and more importantly, how to handle that aspect when you see others are enjoying and you are still struggling. So did that thought come in your mind ever?
When my heavy postings came, then every day doing everything was not feasible
difficult.
because it was emergency day. So emergency 12-hour duties, they are too hectic. After that you have to just go to sleep, and next day again morning you have to come. So that was not possible on those days.
Shashwat, you got 163 correct.
Yes.
And you got rank 2. What next, Shashwat? Hello everyone, this is Dr. Praveen Tripathi, and with me is a very special guest, Dr. Shashwad Aran, who got rank 2 in the INI-CET exam. Shashwat, many congratulations, beta.
Thank you, sir.
So Shashwat, the first thing that I want to ask you, and this is a very important lesson for all the students out there. You appeared for Cerebellum's INI-CET Mock 2.
Yes, sir.
And what was your rank?
Around 50.
So Shashwat got a rank 50 in INI-CET Mock 2, which was taken by like 5,000-6,000 students. And finally, INI-CET exam, which was taken by almost a lakh student, he got rank 2. So this tells us that, what happens on the day of the exam is equally important.
Yes, sir.
So sometimes students get very worried कि GT में उतना अच्छा स्कोर नहीं आ रहा है, कम रैंक आ रही है, but final game तो उसी दिन decide होता है.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Shashwat, it was your first attempt, and
Yes,
you are
sir.
from MAMC.
Yes, sir.
So MAMC has a very hectic internship. So how did you manage studies with such hectic internship?
Initially, when the postings were not too heavy, they were lighter, the moderate ones. So in those, initially also the momentum is also quite low. So I try to do consistently. Every day I have decided I'll do something, whether from the, whether I see videos, I'll solve some questions, or I'll read my notes, but I'll do something, I'll revise something. And then gradually I then build it up. When my heavy postings came, then every day doing everything was not feasible because it was emergency day. So emergency 12-hour duties, they are too hectic. After that you have to just go to sleep, and next day again morning you have to come. So that was not possible on those days. But yeah, like on the off days, or if I had a night duties in the daytime, I'm free. So for a few hours if I could do. So like it was not like all the entire 3 months, like because we have medicine surgery together in MAMC. So it was not like the entire 3 months I didn't do anything, because then that would have obviously
Gone waste.
Gone waste and got me off track. So that's why I decided to, whenever I get time, I'll try to do something or not. And then when the light postings, then obviously I try to do as much as possible.
So during the difficult postings, whenever you would get time, you'll try to squeeze some hours, and the light postings were the ones that you utilized the most. But Shashwat, tell me one thing. MAMC में internship is pretty hectic. 24-hour duty की, थके हुए हैं, ऐसा भी नहीं कि आराम से हो जाती है. So there is that urge कि यार चलो सो लेते हैं, कुछ दोस्त घूमने जा रहे होते हैं. So how to handle those things? How to handle that tiredness, and more importantly, how to handle that aspect when you see others are enjoying and you are still struggling. So did that thought come in your mind ever?
मतलब टायर्डनेस हुआ, स्ट्रगलिंग तो लग रहा था कि दोस्त भी सभी स्ट्रगल कर रहे थे, सभी प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे. तो वो तो नहीं, मैमसी का थोड़ा है कॉम्पिटिटिव टाइप है वहाँ पे एनवायरनमेंट, वो कहते हैं. लेकिन हाँ, टायर्डनेस तो थी. वो काफ़ी मुझे शुरू से ही रहता है. 8 आवर्स स्लीप मस्ट है, मुझे नहीं होती तो मुझे वैसे ही थोड़ा लगता है कि वो आई एम टायर्ड. तो वो टायर्डनेस था थोड़ा. बट हाँ, ग्रेजुअली इनिशियली पोस्टिंग्स हैवी, जब मेडिसिन पोस्टिंग इज द हैवीएस्ट, तो इनिशियली उसमें मुझे डिफिकल्टी हुई इनिशियली 1 वीक. तो उस टाइम पे नहीं हुई ज़्यादा पढ़ाई. बट देन ग्रेजुअली आई गॉट यूज टू द पोस्टिंग. आई देन फाउंड आउट टाइम हाउ टू यूज द time that remaining, how to use my off days. So that's all I did.
Right. So students, Shashwat made a very good point that the group that you are in, that makes a lot of difference, because if in your group everybody is enjoying, you are definitely automatically you're inclined to think in that way. But as Shashwat said, and in all good colleges like MAMC, the environment is like that. But I'm sure even in MAMC there would be students who would be thinking कि अगले साल करेंगे. So if you are preparing, you have to surround yourself with the right people. Shashwat, in your journey, what would you say? Whatever you learned in the first year, second year, third year, final year, how much of a difference did that make?
Because INI-CET especially focuses much more on the first and second year, the pre-paraclinical subjects, and the questions are also of much more difficulty as compared to NEET. So in first and second year, because it was majorly in lockdown, the half of the first year and almost entire the second year. So I studied all the books thoroughly. That time I didn't do any coaching, anything. So that I feel has made a strong impact, because revising these subjects I only did in the second half of my internship. Towards the later, not even the first half I started, but mainly in my internship, and I couldn't do much. So, but still, like in the end, I got better returns as compared to the clinical subjects, which I mainly focused from the notes, because the books, reading the book of clinical subjects, which are too heavy, is difficult. The first year, second year, and even community medicine, PSM, all these three subjects I studied from the book, and ENT. So all these helped me. Obviously, clinical subjects, because they have heavier books, it's very difficult to read Harrison, Bailey. So that I focused on the notes, but so they definitely played an important, especially in INI-CET.
Right, and I think Robbins is one book which would always give you great returns.
Yeah. Because it helps in medicine, it helps in pediatrics, because it does not focus on pathology.
But you also told me that you were simultaneously reading some notes. So you were telling about GRG sir notes. So you read those in second year or later in the internship?
Later in internship.
Oh, okay. So I think having a good foundation of books, and later on you can add notes and all. An interesting thing that Shashwat told me was that he also read some review books, which are nowadays rarely.
Like Sir's review book. I read psychiatry only from Sir's review book.
So I am very happy to hear that, because students tell me, I saw your videos, I read your notes, but review books somebody is still reading. I am pretty happy about it.
Even before my final year exams, and even throughout the internship, whenever I had to study psychiatry, I only read from that.
Wonderful. Shashwat, you got 163 correct.
Yes, sir.
And you got rank 2. So that is telling us something about the pattern of exam. It's changing significantly. Yes. And so after taking the exam, how many corrects were you anticipating?
I was anticipating around, if it goes very well, like majority of my questions, like majority obviously can't get correct, but most of them get correct, then 165. And if it gets worst, then likely to be 150.
Okay, so you probably had a very good hold on how your exam went, because this year what we saw was a lot of students who thought that they would get 170 correct, ended up getting 150 correct. This year's paper was actually testing your concepts. Yes. So just superficial studying was not helping. You need to know the concepts. Wonderful. So what next, Shashwat? What are you planning to take?
Medicine.
Now you have said this on camera. if you take radiology, I'm going to give you a call then. Shashwat, there are many students who are in the same boat as you were a couple of months back. Many students think that toppers like you, who end up getting rank 1, 2, 3, they never have bad days. They're always super confident. Everything is going super smooth for them. Is that true?
No, definitely not. Even 1 week before the exam, I was thinking, no, it happened 3-4 days before the exam. it was going in my mind that why is it happening? I just want to leave it. I just want that time fast forward. Or when I sleep, I wake up only on the day of the exam and straight away go and give the exam. I just wanted to get over. I'm not fed up of all this. So it was not like that.
So getting fed up, getting anxious is something that everybody experiences. It's not something that only students who are in the middle experiences.
Definitely.
Shashwat, I met your parents, wonderful people. How much of a role do parents play in the success of a child?
They definitely play a very important role. They always supported me. Because mostly I stayed at my home. I think almost all, I always stayed at my home throughout my MBBS. So that was obviously a plus point that many people don't enjoy. And they played an important role. They supported me. Whenever I had any problem, I went to them, especially in the last few days, because college got over. So otherwise college was a good distraction. At home, you're just studying. So parents were there. They supported me. And
so would it happen that you are throwing tantrums कि ये नहीं खाऊंगा, वो नहीं खाऊंगा, and mama would be चलो ठीक है exam है कर ले?
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं. I was saying जो भी करने खाने का मन ही नहीं कर रहा जो देना.
That's wonderful. Shashwat, my final question. There are many students today who are very, very disappointed. Their exam did not go well, or there are students who cannot even imagine that they could someday enter the campuses of big institutes like AIIMS or PGI. So if somebody is starting today, what is your advice to that student?
You should just show consistency, focus on your weak areas, and definitely do previous year questions. How much of the unusual paper this was, but it mainly focused on the previous year questions.
I'm sorry, so I'll ask another question. So PYQs, that has been a long discussion, and people have different views on it. Personally, as a teacher, I believe that PYQs would always form the bedrock of a paper. And even if there are certain new questions, supposedly they are very old PYQs. So you also felt that PYQs were asked a lot. They were tested a lot.
They were not many were exactly the same that was asked in previous papers of AIIMS,
Ah.
but many were like, they were not the same questions, but similar questions, focusing on similar concepts.
Right.
Topic was definitely the similar. So 80, I feel 95% of the paper, it was of PYQ. That's why I found it a bit better as compared to the previous papers, because this time much of them have come from PYTs, what is a previous topics.
Previous topic. And it also makes sense from where would the examiners create new topics every year. I mean, वही question आएगा, वही TB आएगा, वही HIV आएगा. So that's a very important advice. What I've seen is students get so much focus on other things that they keep thinking कि PYQs last में कर लेंगे, and वो last कभी आता नहीं है. So guys, if you can see Shashwat, if you can hear him speak, I mean, that is the calm and composure one has to have to get into top rank. But the strategies that Shashwat has shared, they're very simple strategies and they always work. Have your foundations good. He said that he did not go for any coaching in the first, second year, which is a very sound strategy. Focus on Robins, make good concepts, and as you move towards the exam, you can do different things. Shashwat, we are very proud of you, and thank you for taking out time to talk to us.
Thank you so much, sir.